It is kind of middle right now, and I know, Pyrian, that you did homework, and
Absolutely.
it is Tundra that came out on top of your homework from the sound of it.
Oh yes.
You kept saying Tundra is like you were watching them and you're like, wow, they're doing really well.
So I watched some of the games on YouTube. I couldn't watch many of them live because of the
holiday thing.
the holiday and all the rest of it. But I would in the evenings. I watch them on my phone and stuff like that. And there were definitely the games that I caught. They looked a lot like the Tundra that won TI, where they're just really together and they've got it all. Obviously, they've got a standard, so that has changed things a bit. But then everyone was like, "Oh, Tundra, yeah, kind of struggled a bit." So I haven't seen the games where they've struggled. I'm looking forward to see in a weird way.
You're looking forward to seeing them struggle.
I want to see how they struggle because this was a team that looked ridiculously dominant at TI, and now we're here and they're not having the best time of it. So I want to see what's changed. What's the difference? Have people figured them out, or did they just get worse?
You should have seen the game in series. That was a fun one.
Like I didn't see that series. That was
I saw that. I was able to watch that one in the car.
Oh no!
So that means it was
That's good because it kind of ended before the car ride was over.
It did. It did. It was that was a toughie. But gaming is also kind of shellacking everyone. Yep. I do like Tundra that they're picking 9 mid Ricky right now. I feel like we were asking at the start of this tournament, like, where's this 9 flare that we're used to seeing from Tundra that they won TI with, like Spirit Breaker mid and like crazy shit like that, and we weren't really getting it. Like, sure, his Pangolier is really good, and obviously Pango is like the hero of the tournament. He's been the hero of the last 10 tournaments for the last year.
Yep.
But seeing him on a Ricky and being the only guy that seems to be able to like pull it off, and they're still consistently picking it, like I do really like that for them, especially going into a new patch. It means they're bored, and a bored Tundra on a new patch
comes up with the best stuff. And speaking of Ricky, it's got to be highly contested because another person who loves playing Ricky is different position, but Matthew on his Ricky is an absolute menace. It's of course on the side of Evil Geniuses, who will be the opponents of Tundra. And as said, they have a tendency that apart from one series, its own. Okay, so they played against Liquid, they got demolished. That was very sad. But all other series they've played, every single one of them, a 3-gamer. They make it close. They can take games off of anyone, Ted.
Yeah, they picked the Ricky yesterday, didn't they?
They did.
And it got kind of bodied. That was in the second game. But I think, that was a tough game for them in general. It wasn't just the Ricky, but I think he was on like 0-12 or something like that at the end of the game, I think, the Ricky, but it was not good. But yeah, this is a good team. They're very, very much capable. It depends which Chris Smile we get. Christopher, Chris, Drugs.
Right.
Chris Fuck.
Chris
Depends
Fuck,
which
Chris
one
Drugs.
we get standing up.
If it's Chris or Christopher as well,
Exactly.
we don't want to see Christopher today. I think for this matchup they want to have a bit more of a pop off.
Okay, so more Chris than Chris.
More Chris than Christopher, and more Fuck than Drugs.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
So this was important stuff that I learned yesterday.
Yeah. I figure if someone tunes in halfway through, they're like, the heck are they talking about?
Just the deep lore, that's all.
It's deep.
Looking for the C smile, like he's smiling because he's winning.
Yeah.
Right.
In a nice, friendly, PG way.
I could go with some C smile because it's consistent.
Yes.
Stable.
He's a consistent, stable player. Maybe get Whisper, one of his like pop-off heroes, and he can be the crazy guy that's like carrying the game. I'm down for that today as well.
I'm down for that today. You know what I want to see? I want to see... So, you know what? I share a lot of heroes with Panda. I want him to play the heroes that I really like. I want him to play Lich. Speaking of pandas, there's one right here! Oh, that's nice. It's a Brewmaster. Is that a panda? No, it's a rat bear.
It's not a rat. Don't ever say that again.
What do you call those
Don't
ears?
call it a rat.
He's a panda.
He's Splinter.
He's just a panda.
If I hear that
definitely
one
not
more
a
time,
panda.
I'm going to infest this studio with rats.
So I will say, I don't think he's a
Fun.
rat, but I have seen a panda, and they have round ears.
Yes, I do.
He's a nice little panda.
No round ears on that Brewmaster. We're finding out, though, what these two teams have in store for each other in the draft after this. welcome back. I hope you had a very refreshing break. You're going to need it because we're going to get into some nice nitty-gritty of the Dota over here. The draft has begun. First pick has actually already happened as well. So it is Tundra Esports on the Radiant side, Dire side for Evil Geniuses. They first picked Doom, then we got an Enchantress Pango. That, Ted, I hate to break it to you, but your prediction of this morning, incorrect.
Was it Pango ban?
I thought everybody would be banning Pango because it's ridiculous that this hero keeps getting through, and yet here he is. And I guess, you know, everybody's banning Brood. Okay. Well, what is the deal with people just banning DK like this? Instead of Pango? Like, why DK's seen as like, oh, you gotta get rid of DK?
DK's more annoying than Pango.
I can't believe that's true.
Or, okay, there could be arguments made, but at least the way Tundra play is extremely obnoxious. Like, they're able to play on, like, all of their core roles, and then when you're playing into this, like, Manta Ags that it scales, like, first of all, you get a Blink, and then you're just setting up kills, and they also really like to play Mirana on Tundra, so it's, like, a really easy combo for them. Second, when you move past that period of just blinking and stunning, you have to deal with these annoying-ass illusions that just stick on your cores and supports and make your lives a living hell. Like, fighting's hard, you have less vision, you have to, like, pick heroes to deal with it because it's tanky as fuck. It's just an annoying hero.
So here's a question. I remember when I was playing the other day and somebody said people have been buying Dagons just to deal with these DK Mantra illusions.
They have, yeah.
So, because the Dagon one-shots it, right? You Dagon the illusion, it's gone.
Yeah.
So, is it getting banned because of that?
Yes, I think so. I mean, I can get behind the argument. Like, if these teams are not banning Pango, there's like a reason for it. You know, like they know it's that they know that the enemy team is going to pick it, and they know how to play against it. Maybe they're losing, but they know how to play against it. It's not like uncharted territory. Whereas I feel like DK for Tundra, the way that they play it is very different from other teams. They almost always scale with it, so you do get to that late game stage where DK is this annoying hero. If you don't play like a scaling DK with the Midas and getting to the Manta and the Octarine and the Ags, then it's not that annoying.
Yeah.
But the way that they play it is...
We need to see the stats on Pango win rate in this tournament, if that's possible. I don't know if that's something we can get, but I'll see if I can find it, but if production can find it, that'd be awesome. But I'd love to know. Maybe it's like 50%. Maybe it's just like,
I mean, maybe this TA is what they decided is their answer to Pango, assuming it is going middle. I think Chris Luck has looked pretty good on his TA.
Yeah, he has.
I mean, Pakar's also really, really good at it, the hero, if they do want to end up putting it safe lane, depending on like matchup. But yeah, EG's like tends to lean in the direction of picking Chris Luck's hero in first phase. Although recently, they've been picking Whisper and Chris Luck's heroes in the first phase because they're so good at the heroes they're good at, they just like high prior them.
So I have an answer on the Pangolier. He is the 7th most picked hero in Dreamleague Season 19 so far with 40 games. He has a 60% win rate.
Oh.
It's pretty high.
That's pretty bloody good.
I would say for how long we've been going at this point, how many games have been played, that is quite high.
There is another hero that has more games played, 59, but has a higher win rate.
Enchantress?
Which is Doom.
Enchantress
has 66 games played, which is again more games played than even Doom, but only has a 59% win rate.
Oh, that's still pretty good.
That's also quite good. That's also quite incredible.
Only. And also Beastmaster, 53 games played with a 58% win rate. So it's all pretty high on those.
So all the first phase heroes are indeed quite good.
Yes.
But there's enough of them that people are not still not prioritizing first pick.
Yeah.
But I do, going back to what Sheep said about the TA, this is actually one of the highest win rate heroes in the game versus the Pango on Dota Buff over millions of games. And I think the reason for it is because TA, even without BKB, if you just have like Dragonlance plus a Deso, or even just a Deso, you can often blink and like meld strike the Pango while he's rolling, and it is enough to full to zero him. Now, granted, we have been seeing people against the TA matchup going for like a Heaven's Halberd on the Pango, going for an early Shivas and itemizing against it, but you are still forcing Pango to go for things that you know exactly what items he's going to go to deal with the TA matchup, and so you're forcing the enemy team to play this style that you know what you're up against. And once again, we can raise the question, is knowing what you're up against and it's still 60% win rate, is that good? Maybe not, but at least they're not in uncharted territory once again.
It also like cannot be, I don't know, is it understated or overstated? It cannot be overstated how good the 15-minute shot is on TA against Pango. It is so hard to play.
What does
when
it
he's
do
not-
again?
When you pop the trap, it's like a silence for like 1.5 seconds or
Right.
something at minimum, and it scales with how long the trap
I
is
think
charged.
understated or overstated works there.
Yeah,
Actually.
hell yeah.
I'm trying to think about it, but both because you want to get it right in the middle.
If you say it cannot be overstated, what you're saying is this is such a certain point. Doesn't matter how far you go in suggesting that this is the case.
But
you'll still be correct.
But if you're saying it cannot be understated, then it's like, let's not understate this because it's a big deal.
Important, yeah.
It's important.
It's a big one.
But it could be understated. If you said, it's not that bad.
Whatever. It
I've
cannot
just
be
understated.
overstated.
It could
How
be, but I
OP is
believe it
this?
cannot be.
It is very important to
It
say.
should not be
Yes.
understated.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, ooh, a lion coming out for EG.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
No, I
What's
like
his
it.
win rate? Do we got the stats on
Oh,
that?
I
No,
mean,
don't
do
look
you
at
want- no.
don't look at his overall win rate.
Yeah, scroll down to the zeros there, Sheever.
No.
I'm looking at it. The lion
They-
has been picked 7 times total and has a 43% win rate.
And you know who contributed to some of the wins?
What?
My boys, EG.
Matthew.
This is not the first time he's played it. I actually
dog.
thought they would take Disruptor instead, just because of like you're playing long range glimpse. Burst Snapfire is nice. Like this ult is going to allow you to kill the Pango a lot more easily. But I'm okay with this too. I think Silencer is like a massive comfort pick for EG. They just tend to play really well on it. They'll gank mid often as well. So like this Pango's life should be hell. And the Lion is just... It just gives them more burst damage. It makes up for what Silencer lacks.
Yeah, I think I saw them pick it into Enchantress before as well.
Right.
And I remember Matthew was just instant fingering the Enchantress in the middle of a fight and
Yeah.
just insta-killing her because she has like
Yeah.
one of the lowest strength gains
Very
in the
low.
entire game. She has terrible stat gains. So even if she goes for like the Dragon Lance sick epic scaling build, you're still just one-shotting her with the Finger of Death.
You think they didn't want the Disruptor because you've already got the Doom and the Silencers? Like, the Silence,
You're
No, I
really,
thought- I
really
thought they would take
tripling
Disruptor
down.
the ult from
Instead-
Disruptor, it's like putting a hat on a hat.
No, I thought they would take Disruptor instead of Silencer. Because Disruptor and Doom
Right,
is a
right,
really
right.
good combo together.
I got you.
Yeah, but I mean, Silencer's fine for what they enjoy doing. Like, they play it really well. I guess my only problem now is this Lycan is so good against that lineup.
Yeah.
It's not even about like, okay, Doom can eat the creep, whatever, who cares? In a fight, Doom's not going to be able to just like sit there and make sure
No.
his supports are protected. These two supports are going to be absolutely railed by like max speed creeps.
I guarantee if you look at both of these supports and like what their top 5 worst matchups are,
Yeah.
for both of them, Lycan is in there.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even number 1. Like these are 2 very sad supports to
Yeah.
play against all these summons running.
Yeah.
You just want to go next when you're playing these guys.
Actually, such a +1.
Plus,
Hey, what
I was chatting to Sheep the other day, and I was chatting next to you,
Yeah.
and you were saying plus.
Plus.
But I didn't realize that she was +1ing, which is still something I don't really get, but okay. But she was saying plus, and I thought it meant that I had to keep talking. Like I was like, she's like, and. So I was like trying to make more points, but she was
just like real life Twitch chat.
plus. Yeah,
Just sitting there.
such a memer.
Pepper laugh, he doesn't know.
Can we get ones in the chat for plus? Ones in the chat for plus, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't see the chat. You're just going to assume it's happening.
We can see it in 6
It's
minutes
happening.
time.
Oh, it's happening.
I know it's happening.
Not yet now. 5 minutes from now.
5 minutes. Oh
Terrorblade
boy.
and Lifestealer banned on the side of Evil Geniuses. Trying to ban out some of Skeeter's heroes. They already, of course, have targeted the CK and the Wraith King as well. And on the other side, we got Tundra banning out the Batrider, and they're thinking hard about what to ban next. Of course, there's still some flex potential, but it looks like they just want to get rid of some of C-Smile's heroes here.
Yeah.
You know, for as much memeing as people do on Skeeter's
Or Prakaz's hero.
hero pool or puddle,
Yeah.
he has played the most heroes out of his entire team this
Oh,
tournament.
I bet. Because
So-
there are so many bans targeted towards him.
Yeah. So he's always like forced last pick. It's like, all right, what's the one carry? What's the C tier carry that I can get? He's been playing a lot of Wraith King.
God,
Yeah.
they have literally, look at all the carries they've banned as well. Look
Yep.
at that.
I feel like there's a lot of good carries in the pool still, though.
Yeah, there
Like,
are.
you could go for some... Like, you have a Pango and a Lycan. You have so many cores frontlining for you. You could play some, like, Sniper and just be
Oh, you know what?
far from range.
Well, I'd like to see them bring out the Lycan Abaddon or the Lycan Night Stalker.
Yeah.
Just one of these like
Oh, yeah.
wolf bite heroes, and a Radiance against TA sounds really good as well.
Who did Lycan Night Stalker yesterday or the day before? It looked so cool.
Who was
Although
it?
he
That was-
never hit the ultimate at the right time when he was a wolf.
No, they were like using it like interchangeably. Like
Yeah.
they were like, okay, let's use the Dark Ascension and then let's use the Wolf
Yeah.
Bite, so that way Night Stalker's always super OP.
You need to be careful though. I saw a team, it might have been TSM, that went Ags in like a bid to do their combo, but as a result, they didn't have like the SL cuirass and stuff that they needed to
And
buff
they
up
need
the
it
team.
against TA for sure. This
Yeah, you can't be greedy. I think the Ags can come out later. It's not something to focus on super hard. But I like the idea of the Abaddon. I think that's sick. Like, you wanna not get bursted by all this burst on EG. That
Yeah.
hero's great for it.
I mean, okay, the Wraith King is banned because that also would have been good.
Yeah.
Just the same reason that the Abaddon is good. There's just all this like one and done burst. They press global, they press finger, they press doom, and you just want to survive.
Oh dear.
Mars, gosh.
God, what a
We
great
had a
pick.
whole rant this morning about why this hero was no longer as good.
Big old
I
rant.
told you, it's South America.
I
They
is.
love Mars so much.
Can I get the spark notes on the why Mars is bad rant? Was it you?
Yeah, I said it was bad because you get stuck in the loop of like you have Blink BKB as your items, you don't scale with damage anymore. You stay poor because you're constantly trying to make moves with Arena, and you don't do as much like damage. You're just not as good as you used to be.
I agree. I feel like you need a combo, and then it's just this super long cooldown that you have to like. If you arena somebody, you just don't full to zero them anymore. And I agree. You need the blink, you need the BKB, and then you don't have damage for the arena.
And then you're sad. And then, but it's nice because earlier we saw Dark Margot play it, and even though they lost the game, he kept his net worth up enough to be able to get like refresher in a reasonable time, and then actually had kind of good impact.
Yeah.
But still, I don't think the hero's like ideal.
Yikes.
The bear wolf.
Okay. Okay.
That is terrifying.
I mean, it would be nice if you could get an Axe, but then you're still playing into Lion Hex, and then you can't break it, right?
With the Ags, no, you can't.
Oh, so it's yeah.
And global. You also can't break out of global, of course, or Doom, obviously.
I think it's fine though, just because like your Lycan's really great against both supports, so he'll be dealing with them. You have like a Pango that's gonna help you deal. It's just like if they get the jump with Doom and Lion and stuff, you're just gonna be like a hero down, and it's gonna suck.
I do think that Mars is one of the better melee offlaners against Ursa, just because you can spear the bear away when he's running at you.
Yeah.
But it's Enchantress Ursa, man. That is a pretty that's an insane lane to play against as any melee hero.
That is not
Yeah.
fun.
I would just try to lane dodge that, or like tell my support, just go mid, dude. I'm not gonna have a game.
Or you win the lane because you're Whisper and you're one of the best laners
Yeah, well,
in the entire world.
he's one of the only guys that can somehow manage these lanes. So we'll see.
We will see. Any final words, Ted? You feel like you're about to say something. You know, you have your hand out.
I am scared. I put my hand up here. I got a question. This EG draft to me looks like they're going to get run over. That's my first impression. I don't know what I'm talking about. Jenkins, your thoughts
Oh, you already gave his thoughts. You can't give double thoughts.
on what I just said?
I don't remember the drafts because they're not on the screen anymore, and I'm really stupid. But I'm gonna go with
Same.
EG on this one.
It's okay.
You're
It's
saying EG
okay.
are going to win?
Yeah, I'll go with
Okay,
EG.
nice.
Oh, they're on
Same.
the screen now.
Yeah, it's okay. We're
Okay.
gonna find out. We
Sheep,
can
you want
just
the hand or you want a high five? Boop.
we can just enjoy some perfect pandas before we head into game number 1 of this.
Take it away, pandas.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Evil Geniuses to go up against Tundra. I'm here with Fogs, and Fogs, we're going to get to see another Mars performance, something that we had tried earlier today, did not go to great success. Juicy success for it here in the hands of Evil Geniuses.
I mean, it didn't look terrible. Instant pause and unpause. Okay, whoops.
Oh,
Okay, and then a
hang on.
repause. Over. It didn't look that bad earlier. Honestly, I know we people harp on it a lot, but looking at what EG has, if they can get initiations a lot of times in these fights, their initiation is very scary. It's just how much are they going to be able to get on the Lion? Is he going to be able to get Blink and everything to be able to follow up with the global silence and stuff like that? I don't mind it, but Tundra, this is super comfort for them. I feel like this is like a draft that I've seen them run like 100 times. They have 33 playing a summon hero. They have an Ursa on Skeeter. They have 9 playing one of his Pangos, one of his specialty heroes. So look strong, but both of them have merits. And I think EG do have windows to be able to take it if the game, even if the game doesn't get like, you know, even if it gets like kind of crazy toward later stages, if this Doom has an advantage, he's always going to be eating the Lycan creep and stuff like that too. So, hey, I'm looking forward to it. I think this one looks fun. There's a lot of different like small answers as we see. You know, little silences coming in from TA traps versus Pango, Vision versus Vision, Wolves versus traps. Yeah, this should be cool. I'm glad we get a little bit of a change up. Sure, we still have Pango pretty much in every single game. Same thing for the Doom, but at least a little bit of variety.
Yeah, and some answers to sort of deal with the Pango out of control this game, you feel?
Yeah, I mean, global,
Yep.
instant hex, TA traps with silence can all be good.
This is looking like a first blood. That's Whisper.
Yep.
Be able to clean that up with the God's Rebuke. First blood for Whisper as they take down 33.
Good stuff. And the Mars overall in the matchup, I know they were mentioning on the panel quite a bit there. It is an Enchantress and an Ursa, but there is double, like 4 ways to kind of prevent this Ursa from killing this Mars. There's a Matthew with 2 forms of disables. There's a knockback plus a spear that comes out from the Mars too. So, yeah, let's say I think Whisper should have a pretty okay time, especially because he got first blood. But we'll see, because also it's Enchantress Ursa. So.
Yeah, it's a super.
It's a pretty volatile. It's a pretty scary lane. It can very quickly go into the favor of Tundra if they make mistakes on the side of EG.
They've got to be careful. Very easy to sort of feed kills in that bottom lane.
Yep.
I know. How do you sort of imagine things are going to go up top then? On the other side of things.
I mean, Pakaz should just free farm.
Yeah.
Yep. Panda definitely is the one at risk of dying to some cookie on a wolf plus a scatter blast or something like that. But Pakaz, I mean, he should be pretty okay up here. Mid, I will see which Chris Luck shows up today. But this is also a pretty damn good matchup for the TA overall in the game. I think we'll have to see 9. I know they talked about it. I think Jenkins was saying this is where the Pangos adapt a lot of these games where they... Maybe we'll see like Treads, Diffusal, Halberd or something like that. Or Treads, Diffusal, Shiva, something along those lines, depending on how the game state is. We'll have to find some type of answers to deal with the high physical.
Yeah, I mean, and sort of overall, what kind of timings are both teams working towards this game? Is there a potential quick win in the sort of setting the sights for either of these drafts if they get an early lead?
Oh yeah, they both can snowball super hard. Both lineups take Roche unbelievably fast. One side has a TA, the other one has a Lycan Ursa. So Lycan Ursa and Pango, plus the Enchantress. I mean, just the Enchantress and Ursa can sneak Roche super early as these sneak plays tanking with the creep. So there's definitely snowball effects from both sides.
So far in that mid matchup, pretty much, well, I mean, dead even really with Chris being able to clean up these 3 creeps. Super close.
Yeah, now at the moment, 33 is actually the one a bit behind in the lanes compared to everybody else. I mean, same thing for Skitter, actually. He's getting messed with a lot. I mean, these double stuns and stuff like that, just getting pushed back from Whisper is annoying him a bit. And honestly, with Whisper getting first blood is a pretty big deal, because you see the damage disparity from the Mars versus the Ursa. He has 74 damage versus 51. So you have to get those Fury Swipe stacks a bit to get last hits.
Securing these range creeps nicely as well with the spear. We'll try and go aggressive onto Matthew. The spear was used by Whisper, but not able to do so. Too many sort of stuns and controls that EG can throw back at the 2 of them when they get aggressive.
Looks like 33 is going to do some type of lane pulling now, just to secure some more last hits. But yeah, Pakaz, it's going to be absolute free farm for this dude. Chris, very comfortable on his TA. This is one of his top 3. I think it's this, the Death Prophet, and I would say, honestly, his Primal Beast. He was super impressive on his Primal. And he absolutely set up for success, as long as he doesn't get behind. If they start getting behind with this TA, that's where they can kind of just get run over with the Ursa and Lycan and Pango getting on top of him. But honestly, yeah, I think I would prefer to be on the EG squad right now with the way that their lineup kind of forms. It just don't want to be giving up early kills to allow this Ursa to go off. But they have Global. They always have answers for him. Global and Doom. 2 super annoying things to play against. Same thing from the Hex.
I mean, very much is this sort of, the fact that for Tundra, I imagine they would have hoped to have set up for kind of getting these early kills in that safe lane, but as we say, that's just not happening.
No. Honestly, first blood is a big deal.
Yeah.
The fact that Whisper gets it, like he's got Bracer, huge net worth disparity over the Ursa, and then just gets boots super early on. See if Snaking's then to be able to punish it depending on what creep he gets. And Picard's getting free farm is also massive because he's going to be able to get like a Midas. So it's probably going to deter the Lycan from going for his usual build. And then there's a 15 talent as well too. So he can just eat the Ancient. So I'm looking to see what 33 is going to do to adapt. I'm seeing right now, he's got Vlad's queued up. So that already tells me like he's going to look to do some type of different build, at least to start off here. And yeah, you just going Helm of Overlord versus a free farming Doom. He's going to hit 15 very early. All 3 lanes looking pretty damn good for EG. 9 still able to get some good farm in mid though.
Precious bounty.
I'm going to get the movements here from maybe towards the mid. I guess at the same time it's kind of hard to leave their respective lanes and leave their cores alone right now.
I mean, Snae's not able to find one of those very strong kill creeps. He has an annoying creep, but the hard camp has been blocked. Matthew's been blocking the small camp constantly, so it's just mana burns. So if Whisper's careful, should be able to survive down here with Spear and Rebuke. So I think Matthew, he might be able to make a little bit of a move around.
I mean, yeah, they're going to want to here with the 6-minute power in mind.
Yep. And 9, he actually hit 6 first before the TA. Only slightly, though. Are they going to move? Okay, yeah, Aramis is going to be the one to make the move. They're going to leave 33 top alone. And Snae, he'll chase Matthew.
Yeah, was able to snipe the courier. Takes away Windlace on one of the wards for a little bit of time.
Matthew, maybe trying to set up for a kill here at the snaking.
Gets him with the stun.
Should be able to get him.
That's going to be the setup enough indeed for Chris to come in and clean snaking up.
Nice play there. Does mean the 9 gets the power rune, though. See if he can find a kill of his own. They have a ward here, so they'll be able to scout Panda. And that's the Midas done. I mean, Pakaz at 6 minutes. On the dot, he is going to be massive.
Snaking will return to bottom. Doesn't want to leave Skeeter on his own against this, especially if there's the threat of kind of Whisper getting the 6 before Skeeter.
Skeeter not getting pressured, though. He is able to get secured last hits. Ring of Health is finished. Soon to have phase boots. Not killing Whisper, but not being slowed down.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Yeah, Snaking's at least found that Centaur for now, so a bit harder for Matthew to trade against him.
And now they could post-kill threat. But at the same time, Whisper, he's about to hit 6. And maybe they're going to be the ones to be able to set up onto Skeeter here. See what they go for.
Tower is under attack.
A 9. He's up on the top of the haste rune. Should be able to find Panda.
Nice cookie.
And position for, indeed, the...
Oh, the creep!
He gets the deny. All right. That jungle, he took quite a walk there all the way up out of his camp and was able to take out Panda before Tundra could. Well, that's a rotation from 9 put to waste there, unfortunately, in the sense that won't get the golden XP. They'll at least be able to push EG out of that top lane and get some pressure at the top tower, but they miss out on the kill.
And we see 33. Yep, he's adapting. Oh, he actually gets... Okay, all the small ones.
True.
And the big one.
The big one.
And the other one. All right, he got it all.
So, yeah, gets to take that away from Chris, 9.
All right, that's very, very fortunate for 9. And yeah, they should get top tower. 33, we've seen what build he's going for now. I mentioned the Vlads before. It's just auras. So Vlad's AC, and maybe it is going to be an early attempt to go for that Aghanims afterwards to buff up Skitter. This will be cool.
Is under attack.
How are the stacks looking for the TA? Top tower's dying. Matthew, he has a double Ancient stack and a double Hard Camp stack set up for Chris.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oh, we're looking for snaking. They'll drop the arena for this. So, you know, it's a slow start to the game, so happy to drop an ult. Get something.
A typical snaking death, you know, taking some ults. Skater.
He's running at them, but Panda is also around. For Tundra, so is 9 and Aramis. There's Panda this time. No neutral creep to take him out first. Tundra will get the kill.
Support's dying all over. Another stack being set up here for Chris. Tundra at 33, having some very good farm up top.
I mean, how easy is it for sort of Tundra as a team to kind of mess around with this triangle area? I see Aramis is he's going to head over.
is under
I
Try
mean,
and
they
get some of
have
the information.
They have Pango and Snapfire, two very good early aggressive heroes. They could look to contest. I mean, Snake's going to give the information, so they absolutely could, especially when Tome comes out.
I'll try and go for the kill first. Getting on to Matthew, but the spear's there from Whisper. TP's coming in as well. Chris turns up. They're controlling the bear. Skitter's in trouble. He'll be able to get off the ult just in time. We get caught by the slow. It's not enough to hold him back, as Skitter will manage to walk away, but
They're setting up
did
for
get a
Chris.
bit close there.
They're already in position to contest this. Very good aggressive moves here from Tundra. Yeah, Aramis, I imagine he's just gonna buy up the Tome as soon as that 10 minutes hits, so he'll have the kisses to be able to contest the triangle as well. Or to clear it, as we saw Crit do the other day. Just use the kisses on it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely worth if it does mean taking it away from the enemy core, such as a TA who's so reliant on getting that boost from cleaning the stacks.
Trying to prevent 9 from getting the room. That's all power runes going to the side of Tundra.
Difficult for EG to make a move around this mid lane. Now that the levels are there for 9. The threat of the Rolling Thunder far too much for EG to try and contest around here.
I think it's time to farm that stack, though, for Chris. He's a bit low on mana, though. Give him a clarity. Yeah, Panda, he's going to give him the mana to do it. They still have a ward there on the side of Tundra, but are they going to be able to contest? Aramis, I believe, yeah, the Tome is coming out.
is under attack.
Do they have a smoke as well? Yes, they do, but yeah, that stack, it's already gone.
Still want to try and play aggressive though, Tundra. Try and find something here with the power that 9 has.
I mean, they know they're playing just super greed on the side of EG at the moment. It's bots, Midas, Doom, and a TA, so they want to look to punish one of these two. And they have a ton of damage between the Snap and the Pango. Because
I'll get eyes on him, and they'll just drop the kisses.
he's going down. Nicely done.
Not even having to use the Rolling Thunder, they've still got that ready for the next move if they find another.
And I mean, 33, he actually has a catapult top still, so he's going to get some really good damage on the top tower. And 9, he already has the Fusel Blade finished up pretty much. He's about 50 gold away, one more creep.
I mean,
some big timings.
All in all, do you feel like this low kill start to the game probably favors Tundra?
Yeah. Means they can probably just go into a straight Roche. It's going to be up to EG now to be able to fight Versin and get these initiations. So, like, a lot on Whisper, a lot of pressure onto him. He's got Blink Dagger, but where's his follow-up really going to be?
They've got Finger, and that for at least when it's available is going to be their chance at blowing up a hero if they catch them in the combo.
Blowing up the 1. They don't have that big, like, kisses or anything like that to hit multiple targets. And 9, he's probably going to be that big target they want to go for. He's got the Diffusal Blade finished. And they'll get the catch.
They get in on him.
9.
They open up with the Hex, but the cookie's there from Aramis, and he's able to cookie 9 up to the high ground. Global as well. Sets up for the spear and the finger. They'll blow 9 up.
Nicely done. Big jump forward here.
They needed that here, EG.
They committed a ton, though. They committed literally 3 big ultimates there. But they do get 2 big hits. They need to turn it into an objective.
Under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's tier 1. Should be going down with 2 heroes off the bat for Tundra. They won't have the resources to head in and defend this. So EG, 2 kills and a tower to be taken. At the same time, Tundra continues to try and pile on the pressure onto the tier 2 top because he'll deal with the defense.
But significant tower damage. It's down to, what, 1/5 HP already. And 33, yeah. Wraith Pact is done. It is I mean, that's a pretty damn good Wraith Pact game versus the TA. A lot of downtime here. 40 seconds until that next Mars ult's available, but he's looking for snaking. Panda.
The heals were off in time.
The Centaur will stomp.
Oh, he's out. Oh, he's out with the TP.
Dire's middle tower is
Oh,
under
snaking took it. It was his.
And immediately from the mid, 9 and Aramis, they're ready to try and set up with another round of the kisses here. 9 ready to lead in. I mean, if they get in on top of someone with the Rolling Thunder, Aramis will lay down the kisses. They'll get pretty much a guaranteed kill.
Yeah,
There's no global silence to put a stop to it either.
I mean, Matthew is looking incredibly dead.
They'll sell for him. Don't even have to use either of the ults for that one.
I mean, that's big. They can look to make the next move. EG, they will have ulti back up from Whisper, but he's a bit scared. He needs one of these other heroes to have the damage to follow up with him. Finger, long cooldown. Chris, all right, he will get a haste rune. And he is looking to have some pretty damn good timing for his Desolator. He's about, what, 700, not even 600 gold away from it. EG. Where do they look to go from here?
It's going to be a question of whether sort of farming pays off here for Pakaz and Chris. How strong will this Doom feel when he has his BKB, has his Blink, and is able to get into sort of the front of the action? I mean, what do you sort of reckon? When Doom's got his items, how scared are they going to be of Pakaz? Like, can they kill a farm Doom very easily, Tundra? How do they deal with him?
I mean, they have a ton of physical damage, that's for sure, but they do lack a little bit of control. Especially if once he's going to have that BKB. Their initiation is going to have to come clean from 9. And right now would be the perfect time to kill him. And they are set up.
Backup's coming in. He'll turn. Immediate Doom's laid down on Snan. They've got the global silence. Great arena here as well from Whisper. He'll catch onto the 3 of them. Pakaz, he's able to get out.
But they don't get a kill out of this at the moment. Matthew?
Oh.
Tumble?
They've got him.
Uh-oh. Tundra can just walk into Roche probably after this.
He's going to try for the deny, but the scatter blast from Aramis guarantees the kill.
Uh-oh.
And indeed, they'll say, well, seeing as you brought us here, we might as well do it. Straight to the Roche they go.
That's scary. I mean, it's both sides that are both sides really want to be able to get that rush. Using Global, using Doom and Arena and getting 0 kills,
sure.
That's painful for EG.
You feel that kind of using those just to survive it's not good enough at this point for EG?
No, because even if this Doom's going to be able to now secure his BKB timing, you just lost Roche versus an Ursa with Battle Fury. I think Tundra, they're more than happy with that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower.
Chris does have the Deso timing, but they have, as we said, there's ways to get on top of him. He's got to be careful with his next positioning. I mean, Chris, he is going so aggressive.
Whoa, hold up, whoa. Okay. Well, I mean, that happened.
Dire's middle tower.
Well,
well, gotta be a bit more careful.
I mean, he had the haste rune, but it was literally running out also. I mean, he gets chain stun, but it had like 2 seconds
no
left.
mana as well. I mean, for sure the refusal came in at the end, but that was,
That was
full
crazy.
aggression there from Chris. He just went straight in.
And now there's a blink on 9. So, all right, Tundra, they're in honestly a huge advantageous position right now.
Yeah. Well, bigger than the numbers say. I mean, it's only 5-5 here, 16 minutes in. Tundra have that lead, and you can kind of feel it, right? One fight, and then bam, that number's going to explode.
I mean, EG have to be pretty much perfect with their next few moves, or the map's just going to completely shrink, and they're playing versus quite a bit of vision. The Enchantress creep, playing versus the Lycan, who's going to be very pesky. And yeah, I love the adaptation from 33.
Yep.
Like the itemization that he's gone for. Just Wraith Pact, drums, not going for any type of those creeps that can be eaten. And yeah, the Doom is farmed, right? But how much is he really going to be able to do in this game?
I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. See what Pakaz can do. He's got a lot of money, but indeed, sometimes, like this could in some games be the Doom that was like the offlane Doom, right? He's still gonna have that top net worth, but at least then you've kind of got a more traditional carry outside of it that's still in a good spot. This time, it's kind of all on Pakaz. He's that position 1. He's got to make something big happen with all this gold that he's managed to amount.
And who's he going to be able to find? He needs to find one of these big core heroes, the Ursa or the Lycan.
Let's see what they can get here. They need this to work.
I mean, 9.
Snake King's the one kind of scanning things out. Whisper. He's going to get the jump onto 9. They put the global.
And
Finger as well. They burst through the Pango.
That's what they need. They need to just get these type of jumps.
I mean,
Milo, Chris.
Tundra's still considering fighting this. 33, he's in on a Chris. As Chris, he's going to die.
He just gets eaten.
I mean, the kisses are coming out as well now. EG's got to run. They may have got 9, but they've already lost 2. They're going to lose Panda as well. The body blocks are there with the Wolves. As Tundra, they'll still be the team to clean up.
And Pakaz is too scared to go in to throw a Doom down. I mean, there's an Ursa with an Aegis, so he's like, wait, what do I do? Lycan already popped Shapeshift. They get a good initiation, but then Tundra just rolls right through him. Again, they're committing so many spells to just take out one target.
It does feel a bit concerning here for EG.
It's a good initial go, but
my
they
goodness,
didn't.
Whisper as well, living on the edge there. Steps up to try and clear the wave.
They'll lose the
before
tower.
Cookie connects, but so buy some more time with it with the fortification. Yeah, was it the Blink Dagger done now on Pakaz?
Okay.
So I mean, Pakaz now he should have the tools to play it right. He's got his BKB, he's got his Blink, he's got his bots and Midas to keep the farm strong. Let's see what sort of Doom control he can get off in the fight. So this last time round, it was a solid start. The fact that sort of what they find the instant kill onto 9. Problem is, Chris just gets immediately overwhelmed by 33. He's in with the walls onto this TA, and Chris just doesn't stand a chance. 33 is too strong.
Honestly, 33 is this is one of his specialty heroes, and I love that he's adapted with the build so much. Most people would just default a little bit. But yeah, he's gone for this really, really cool item build. And very, very cooldown on the reliant on the side of EG. They need to hit super hard with Pakaz somehow when he gets the Doom. Probably after the Aegis wears off on the Ursa.
They're going on snaking, and at the same time, they're not going on snaking. They don't want to do this.
Is under attack.
How long on Aegis? I mean, he's got BKB already done on Skitter. Chris is those 2 deaths really hurt him. Skitter.
I mean, Tundra's just going to start running them.
Yep. He still has Aegis. It's level 14 on this Ursa. He's getting away with a totally free game. Pakaz wants to use his Midas.
Oh, don't do it.
It's been up now for about 10 seconds.
Don't do it, Pakaz. Just, I mean, he can stick around and maybe try for another wave, but this will be risky. I feel like he needs to get out of this area.
Is under attack.
And even if he sort of waits for Tundra to leave, there's still a tier 1 tower here for Tundra, so they could TP over.
He's thinking about going for the jump.
No.
I mean, he looks like he's thinking about it, but he needs backup if he wants to. They have everything up.
Yeah. Okay, Nine's left the area.
I mean, Chris is so far up again.
Ooh.
Chris!
I mean, Nine just TPs in, gets to the setup with the Rolling Thunder. Chris is going to try and run, but they see him. He's gone, and completely on his own there.
I mean,
Bottom lane, I mean, Pakaz and Whisper, they look at snaking, but that's all they do. They just look at him, and he walks away.
I mean, Chris is honestly just giving up these massive kills now 3 times in a row. He just walks into the front lines there. That one was, honestly, the first one and that one were the ones that were a little sus there by Chris.
It's going to miss. Let's look at the Hex and the Finger to take the kill on Aramis. Find something, but again, you can really feel that for EG, they're not getting the big kills that they'd hoped for here.
It's just farm on Pakaz and farm and farm and farm, and what's he going to be able to do with it? Versus all this physical damage, they're looking to smoke to catch something. BKB on Whisper. They'll see where 9 is.
I mean, when it comes to the farm as well, now Pakaz is just having to play hidden. He's going to show himself on the wave.
Pakaz.
Get out of this one. They
will find 9.
They have. Arena and Global will allow them to secure the kill on Pangolier.
And at the least, Skitter, I mean, he did pop BKB, so for EG, some type of small little play for them there. But the fact that Ursa is pretty much keeping up with the Doom, it feels amazing for them, really, on Tundra. Yeah, I take back what I said earlier. They're just getting split up in the builds that Tundra's gone for. It's, you know, I really always want to give a lot of credit to 33. It's really nice stuff. Definitely worried for these supports, especially on the side of EG.
I mean, EG, you know, they are finding the kills on 9 a couple of times around Whisper's arena. You know, Whisper, he's still 5-0-2. You know, on paper he's had a flawless game, but it feels like it just still hasn't been enough. Like, they needed more. Kind of within this early window, 22 minutes. It's only 9-8. The kills are incredibly low. Skitter's getting away with all the farm in the world. Now he's going to get the jump onto Whisper.
Nice cookie.
Keeps him within range of the Mars, and Whisper has to put the BKB in Pigpole to escape.
And we're seeing 9. He's doing the build that, you know, Jenkins and I were talking about, the Halberd build versus that TA. Super strong. Tundra. Feels like they have good control and good grasp of this game so far. And just waiting to see when Pakaz is going to feel like he's strong enough to really throw down a Doom and get involved in stuff.
Yeah, still yet to really sort of see the Doom pop up in the team fights. I mean, what, 0-1 and 1, he's only been involved in one of the bits of positive action.
Bottom tower is under attack.
One of the more farm-heavy games I feel like we've seen in a while. And Aramis, I mean, he's having an excellent game. He has Greaves. They're going to have so many aura advantages versus the side of EG. Boots of the Bearing. The Wraith Pact, the AC soon to follow. This Ursa is well and truly enabled. And the Doom, it doesn't feel like he is at all. Same thing for the TA.
And 33 is going to be able to continue to hold this bottom tower.
He's going to have this AC very soon. Then I'm not sure what they do on EG. They're just going to get shredded from the physical. And Chris...
I mean, they're leading in on him on the mid. Cookie forward as well. They're going to drop the kisses, but the Global will be there to protect Chris. Puts a stop to the kisses.
Can he get away?
Yeah, they'll be able to Hurricane Pike up to the high ground. We'll get away, but again, they have to use the Global silence for this.
The cooldown for Global, I mean, it's a long one. It's 2 minutes. Snapfire Kiss is back up at 90.
Yeah, I mean, at the least for EG, it's a long cooldown, a long respawn on Roshan.
Very true.
They won't have to worry about Tundra being able to get in and get that Rosh before Panda has the global backup. So definitely going to be a chance for EG to fight Tundra when the Roshan's back in play in 2 minutes. At 9, he's going to go straight away with the Rolling Thunder. He's going to get the jump onto the high ground. He's just going to look to control the Lion.
Good spear.
Down. Whisper able to get the control into two. The Mosquito's able to pop the ultimate.
And they have the heals.
And they've got to run, EG. Ultimate's expended from both sides there. 9 with the Rolling Thunder. And of course, Whisper with the Arena. Either side to find kills, though.
Rolling Thunder, much lower cooldown, though. I'm wondering what the timing is going to be for Pakaz, where he's like, all right, guys, I'm ready to go.
Because he's got a lot of money.
He sure does.
He's a Doom. He's going to go for this AC, of course, next. He did stop sort of on the way to finish off the Ether Lens.
Can he get the setup, though? That's going to be the question. Snay. They will find him.
They'll settle for snaking, and they'll find him successfully. Big hits here coming in from Chris with the meld.
All right, let's see if they can find a Doom.
This is the time to get Pakaz involved. He's a bit scared now because the smoke does dispel. They know that Tundra's on the high ground.
Yeah, Roche not up. Chris at least gets a Deso stack. Kiss is back up in 5. They're going to scout the Roche area, 40 seconds. And Skeeter, he's about to have Basher, level 18 on the Ursa. And I believe, yeah, that's pretty much the AC now on 33. They have so many auras. On the side of EG, what auras do they have?
They're close to AC on Pakaz, right?
Just that one. Besides that, there's nothing else. There's no Boots to the Bearing, no Vlads, nothing like that. Tundra, feels like they're ready to go soon. Delivers the Basher, snaking actually brings it to Skitter. And yeah, AC is done on 33. They have so much damage, so much mixed damage on their draft. I mean, EG, they need like the perfect jump, it feels like, for them to be able to try to fight versus this. And Roche, it's on the docket. Both teams scouting it immediately.
Snaking's trying to make sure they have advantageous wall control around this area.
Do they have a sentry? They don't actually have a sentry on Tundra, so that trap is in the pit.
BKB as well on Chris. They'll be much more kitted out to get in and fight, especially to sort of back up the initiations of an arena. If they get the Spear Arena combo on 20 Tundra's members, highly likely Chris is going to be able to get in and deal the physical.
They need the perfect initiation on EG, and it still doesn't feel easy. Snaking just runs in and kind of taunts them a little bit there, asking them to go on him.
Now smoke up once again. Pakaz, he's going to bounce over towards that top wave, make sure that he's with the team.
The Wolf, it's going to scout immediately. It sees Pakaz, gets eaten.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now, Tundra waiting for EG to come to them here.
Scary forms of initiation, as we've said, for EG. If they get the initiation, they can absolutely win the fights. It's just difficult because they have to get the perfect targets.
Tundra smoke's about to come to an end. EG, they just smoke up themselves. Matthew.
Let's see. Whisper.
Who's going to go first? It's going to be Whisper. Get the spear back onto Snaking. They'll deal with the Enchantress.
It's a good first grab. 40 seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
9.
9's going to go. He's in with the Rolling Thunder. Gets the opening here straight away on Chris. They'll jump forward as well. The Doom's going to get dropped down onto the bear. The BKB in the enrage was already there for Skeeter. He'll be able to back up for now.
It's a low duration Doom because he got the enrage off first, so it's actually gone already.
See if he wants to get back in on the action. Chris's BKB coming to an end himself. Aramis gets clipped by the spear. See if Skeeter wants to consider jumping back in. He does. Gets back in on top of Chris. Chris taken out of the fight. And now look towards Whisper. Whisper gets the arena down, puts the BKB. There's who stomp from Pakaz, catching on to both Skeeter and Aramis. The spear as well. They get the angle. Beautiful spear from Whisper. But Skeeter, he's still alive. They didn't have the damage to finish off the Ursa during the stuns. As it's 3 going down on EG, it's 4 dead on EG. As it's just too much for them to deal with right now.
Too many auras and the initiation, it's not clean. He got the enrage off. The Doom just wears off in what, 5 seconds? All that status resist for Skeeter, and now quickly into the Roche. Tundra execute beautifully, and EG a bit all over.
Now we see again, as you said, immediate BKB and enrage before the Doom gets slammed down onto him. Just takes a few seconds for him to reset out the side of the fight and wait. And outside of that, EG, they just couldn't really lock down onto a target at the start of things. 9 and 33 able to kite them out to the side of it all. Whisper, he gets a good setup here. clipping them with the spear, but it's only enough to kill Aramis, and Skeeter is perfectly fine.
9 gets outside of it too, which is pretty important because then he just gets for another round of swashbuckle onto absolutely everybody. They need to get the perfect clean initiation. They need to get the global to prevent the enrage and the doom to prevent that enrage, but he gets it off first. Skeeter, I mean, yeah, quick fingers. Laugh into the bank.
No, I mean, these fights just are pretty much as difficult as we envisioned here for EG.
All about just getting the perfect jump, and now with the Aegis, with the Shard, they can just push onto high ground. They also used everything on EG, so it's going to be tough for them to even defend this push. And of course, the Midas is on cooldown for Bakaz. Yeah, likely to just lose a full Rax here. Let's see if Tundra full persists. They're actually going to hesitate here for now. 300 ping.
300 ping? Whoa.
There's too many darn wizards.
I mean, they're so farmed, but you can just feel that it doesn't matter. Because the jumps are just too difficult with the way that Tundra's itemized and the way that they've just covered themselves perfectly. And Skeeter just gets literally the perfect enrage.
I mean, do you think there's anything that EG could have done earlier this game to give themselves a bit of a better shot? Well, like, is it down to sort of some of the item builds up, or were there some earlier windows that maybe they could have gotten away with just trying to go for more kills, get Bakaz involved early? You know, did Bakaz need this sort of huge amount of time to not be with the team?
I think it's just they have to cleanly execute every single time. The execution is just much more difficult in comparison to Tundra. After we see like that top play, when they use Doom, Global, and everything, and like Marzel just to reset a fight, Tundra just takes over the map with that. Ursa's just free farming the entire time. And I really think like 33, it's, you know, you talk about his item build. I think this was just the perfect one. Just omitting the summons and just going for just straight up auras. Everyone just has an aura. And the Halberd as well for 9. They just have answers and answers and answers for what EG has.
I know, yeah, barely been able to deal with him in the fights. He's only died once this game. 33 is on the way to the BKB. He turns up with sort of the ultimate, the BKB. It's just going to be so much for EG's heroes to deal with.
Yep.
And so difficult for really EG to kind of control them. As we've seen, you know, if they get in with that initial control of like the arena into the spear, to the stun of the lion, and then maybe if they're lucky they kill one hero, after that they're kind of at a point where they have to split, they have to run, because Tundra just overruns them.
And honestly, I mean, maybe we could say, like, the thing that they could have perhaps done is try to find Skitter earlier. They killed 9 a bunch, right? But Skitter, he's 4-0 and 7. He has the same farm as a Doom with a Midas. So, says quite a lot. They weren't able to find him at all this game. And, oh, Whisper just used his BKB, and they pinged it instantly.
Oh, they saw it.
Oh, yeah.
It was on the wave.
Aramis pinged it, so Skitter, he's going to tip him. He's like, oh, good eye there. Good awareness, my friend. That's a timing for Tundra. They can probably press forward for this. They know that the glyph is down, so maybe look for a fight and get that push going. Chris is just trapped in the base at the moment. It's rare that you see a TA holding a blast rig. But you can see why he perhaps needs it versus the Lycan Ursa.
Absolutely, yeah. Skeeter and 33, they just get straight on top of Chris in the midst of these fights.
It's like 9 has a BKB now, so they're going to have every single answer to the
Bottom lane, Whisper. He continued to push on. Skeeter just takes him out solo.
And Matthew.
In the trees, he'll try for the TP. He won't get out. A double kill for Skeeter.
This one feels totally over. Tundra playing very, very well today. And EG, honestly, a little bit all over the place in this first game. Chris, a couple of these like deaths really hurt down their momentum. And just never able to find the Ursa. All right, here comes the push. Snaking, he's prepping it.
What do they do, EG?
Chris has been standing at the tier 3 now for over a minute.
It's very scary to head out of the high ground right now. Pushing in all lanes here, Tundra.
The Tundra special. Constrict them. This Ursa is massive. He is ahead of the Doom now. EG, I guess they're just, I mean, trying to perhaps just not hemorrhage more kills to try to fight when the Aegis goes down, but that fight is going to come to them very soon. Tundra playing it safe, snaking, buying a gem. He's going to get rid of these pesky traps.
Oh, and they're in.
Jump.
Skeeter's going to make the jump. We'll be able to get Chris back up to the high ground. With the forces.
At least Matthew's there to bail him out. Whisper trying to shove bottom. And
Watch it again.
He's just on top of him.
He's going to just take him out underneath the tier 4s. Gets in, takes Chris out. There's nothing that EG can do to save him, and he's out for a minute, no buyback.
Dire's middle barracks
There's just no way for them to fight.
A full set of racks taken in the mid. I mean, Tundra,
has fallen.
they can stick around for more. Still 40 seconds on the Aegis for Skeeter. And I mean, it just really feels like we just haven't had that fight where Picard has been able to turn up and use all this net worth for some sort of good for Evil Geniuses.
I mean, he's just playing PvE the entire game. He has 290 CS. Still like one of the top net worth, but he haven't felt a single impact. I'm actually going to be surprised when we look at the damage numbers at the end of this. CG, I can imagine they're pretty damn low. Yeah, 6k on the Doom.
He's unfortunately nearly the lowest damage dealt on the team this game. That the strat, it just hasn't worked out for EG.
Nope. And because he can't... Okay, he can get away. Only just. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of that damage isn't really like... It's not impactful damage whatsoever. Just like casual scorched earth damage that was catching people. And the Doom to run away. One of the quietest games ever from Picard, and I honestly think we'll never see the Doom again on him.
You don't. It just doesn't work out.
It really just doesn't. And I've seen it fail quite a bit of times. I think Tundra, of course, they answered it very nicely with the way the 33 played and build, but they just haven't been able to make it work whatsoever. They're going to try one more hurrah, but it's spotted under a ward. That smoke it's seen.
They know what's coming for them here, Tundra. So it's not going to be hitting them by surprise. Still going to try for CG. Immediately dewarded.
Absolute desperation. Snaking just walks at them. He's like, okay, bring it on.
And dodges the stun as well. He's going to be able to stay on top of Matthew. There's a Hex. Well, Scatter Blast will miss. Oh, Aghanims is done on Picard. So if there was any sort of moment they were trying to go full greed to get towards, this would be it, right? You got your Aghanims, you got your BKB, your AC. This is the time where maybe the Doom carry will shine.
That's some cope. I mean, they need to get... The ideal thing really for them would be now, it's just getting a double spear with like a double stun. The Doom follows up and they're just able to delete some of these heroes, but it's going to take even more than 1 or 2 rounds of that with how like, super far behind they really are at this point. Skitter.
Does he know someone's in it? No, he's just playing careful himself, right? He's just hiding off the wave.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Are they going to run into each other? Oh,
they
my
might.
God. Oh, my God.
He's going to find him. Spear's there in time.
But he got the enrage off, so the status resist was at least there for a second. Can he get the hit?
Oh,
not quite.
He's out.
It feels good to be this good.
Whisper at least able to survive for his team. The Ogre Seal Totem, what an item. Trapped in the base. I mean, how long has it been that Chris has just been in the base? He can't get outside. The poor man.
Yeah, I mean, he can barely stay inside the base. The last time around, Skeeter just jumped in and killed him under his tier 4 towers. It feels like, unfortunately for EG, not many safe places to be right now against Tundra.
Oh, and they only see half the time they only see snaking, and they can't even kill snaking. I mean, he's 0-4, but honestly, a couple of these times he's tanked so many rounds of spells. Super tanky inch.
Just complete control of the map. We'll see when Roshan's going to be up again in 10 seconds. So Tundra very much having the luxury to proceed as they wish. And it's going to be a long respawn on Roche.
Tundra making them suffer. They're all so rich. 9, almost not the same net worth as the Doom.
They just can't leave the base, EG.
Nope. There's wolves scouting them even if they do. Very long Roche spawn. They're going to use the gem trick, so snaking, he just plops the gem inside the pit, so they'll see when it does respawn.
Yeah, they know there's no chance of any hero wandering over here anytime soon from EG. They just all held up in the base, the 5 of them.
Mm-hmm. Efficient farming from Tundra. Aramis even stacking hard camp. I mean, they're really making EG suffer here.
Pentarage as well now for Skeeter. He wants to hold that. What was he holding on to before? Is he's... Oh, yeah. Whatever it was, yeah. Pentarage over it. Very nice.
They're just playing it super safe. Sending wolves, yeah, I mean, the gem is still inside the pit, so they'll see exactly when Roche does spawn, but as you said, it's literally as long as it possibly could have been to spawn.
Well, there's just no need to take the risk here if you're Tundra.
Nope, they'll get, if they can find a kill, then they'll just go straight for high ground, because I think the buybacks are not going to be available, but yeah, EG, I mean, they know how this game is. It's over already. There's nothing they can do to fight. Chris is still just, I mean, I think Chris is just taking a nap.
He's taking a...
He's literally been sitting here, I'm not even kidding you, for like 8 minutes or something.
He's chilling.
And look at that. Look how
no,
deep that is.
Yeah, it's been rough.
I mean, it's when you're just talking, you're like, what went so wrong this game? And it was, I mean, a lot of things that went wrong, but definitely looking at the next game.
I mean, overall, you would say what's just sort of the dynamic of trying to run like the mid TA and the safe lane Doom. It's a tough one to attempt.
Yeah. You know, at first glance, I'm like, oh, you know, I can see the concept they're looking for, playing around the trap and the jump if they can get the clean initiations, but the cooldowns are so long, and Tundra, they itemized, they played versus it perfectly. They literally gave no hope to EG, really. It's like, yeah, you're killing 9, but as we said, you know, Skitter, he had literally the freest game ever.
Yeah, 807, he's nearly hitting level 25. He's even thinking about picking himself up a Hex to finish up that last slot instead of the Wand.
He's deeping on the Wolf. Ooh. I believe it got eaten. Something happened, or he canceled it. Didn't see.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, they see Chris. Are they going to dive him at the tier 4s?
Skeeter wants to. But yeah, Chris knows. He's keeping himself so far back. And Roshan is up.
All right.
Tundra.
They see it right away because that gem, of course, is in the pit. So snaking, he's going to go pick his gem back up. He's happy.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And a full Aghanims now for Skitter. Clean and methodical.
DD rune down bottom as well. They don't have eyes on it, but they might check it out, seeing as the power rune wasn't top here.
Oh, even fun. Oh, thank God they're doing some fun stuff. They're giving 33 the Ags. Hell yeah.
There we go.
Bite the Ursa. The Wolf Bear. A terrifying thing.
And they're going to see the DD, so that they'll have this as well.
Nice, I'll take it.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, Skeeter, yeah, already TP down bottom. Ready to push around this bottom wave and look to close things up. The rest of Tundra, they'll start closing aggressively down the mid.
25 on Ursa. They see the courier. Quick little snag. Whisper can't even pick up his item.
Let's see if EG's got anything left in them here for the final defense.
I think Whisper is telling his team, smoke me so I can go to the enemy secret shop and buy my refresher. He's like, this is our final hurrah. Yeah, he's going for it. Look at
I mean, it's going to take him some time. He might not have a base by the time he gets back.
Won't make a difference anyway, but he just wants his item before the game ends. Yeah, look at him, he's laughing. There we go. TP up in 10. Maybe go for one more wave and then TP back to join.
Skeeter's looking for the jump. He's going to go for it. Gets in, on top of Chris. They'll be able to force him out to the side, but he still goes down, gets the BKB off, but it doesn't matter. He's dead. 9. He's not going to roll too dangerously close to the fountain. He'll pull back from that.
He doesn't even have buyback on the TA. I mean, not like it would matter, but...
Oh, they know that someone's in the trees. Because they'll get him with the Doom. They'll put the global silence as well. They're in on top of the Ursa. They burst Skeeter low with the finger, but he's able to walk out of the area